everybody. Happy Thursday. Tomato Thursday. So nice to see so many of you here. I check in usually when I'm done getting ready for the show on Thursdays. I'm Lauren, by the way. This is Tomato Head. Usually when I'm done getting ready, I've said this before, but it does take me all day because I like to show you like nice slides and pictures of the tomatoes we do eventually talk about. So I eventually pop into the YouTube, usually like 10, 15 minutes, and I say hi to everybody. And it amazes me how many comments are in there already, like 15 minutes prior, but not even 15 minutes. I'm looking. We, of course, have our Sherman, who's notoriously first. This is from 6 hours ago. Now, I know you're not sitting here getting ready for 6 hours, but it's still kind of nice that you thought of me. Oh, I need to dim this a little more. There we go. When it's up high, it doesn't look like a tomato. You know what we need is a tomato lava lamp. Somebody can, it's hardly on, but at least it looks like a tomato. Anyway, hi Sherman. And Sue Kirkby was here 2 hours ago, as was definitely chilly here in the Catskills. I bet it is. Jen, who I saw, is here with us. I know she's here with us because I was just talking to her right before the show. She's on vacation too in a chilly place. I won't divulge unless she wants to, but it's nice that she's here today. And Teresa, hi Teresa. Teresa's one of the two people who Teresa's donating again some seed packages today. So generous. And Kristen Morrison as well. So thank you, ladies. I'll share what they are in a minute, but if you've tuned in before, you know the drill. Just type in #tomato. And at the end of the episode, I will draw a couple names. I'm giving away a seed package today as well. So just need to do it once, #tomato. But it's good to see you all. I love Thursdays. I really love Thursdays. I get the work in my other group. My other group is called Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, which I've run for 10 and a half years. And I do lots of posts and lots of writing for that group. So I intentionally finish that early so I can devote the rest of the day to tomatoes. And I'm not saying I don't love that work. I love that work. It's really my heart and soul. But so is Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap in this show with you guys. But I like to focus on just the tomatoes without being interrupted. And oftentimes each week I will build up on my I have like an outline of the tomatoes I'm going to talk about each week. And sometimes like during the week, I'll hear like, ooh, that's a good one. I'll stick it on my list. So, but today Thursdays, I get to compile it all. Who else do we have here? Deborah's here from Down Under. Friday morning here. Deborah's lucky because she's just starting her season. She's in Australia. So it's kind of nice for people in the group. And if you're not in the group, please join us. We're Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. I co-run it with Kina Tonarud and Jen Joy, which is such a pleasure working with them. We are the Three Musketeers for sure. So in that group, you know, so much of the year is devoted to, well, what am I trying to say? This last stretch has been devoted to my side of the world, where we're just finishing our tomato season. And then just when ours is ending, people like Deborah, I know Cindy C from Philippines, we have we get to live vicariously through them and theirs. And I know she's just starting seed. So nice to see you, Deborah. Who else do we have? Sasha's here. Hi, Sasha. And Dancing Vida. Hello. If I owe you seeds, you may have gotten a message from me. I'm not caught up, but I'm only like 2 weeks behind now. So I'm doing pretty well. I've been really cranking. I spent all weekend doing it. Yesterday, most of yesterday was devoted to doing it. So I don't think I'm due anybody that's, maybe I'm not 2 weeks behind. Let me look. I'm getting caught up. That's the point. Who else? Who am I starting to owe from? Yeah, I'm into October, it looks like. There might be a few scragglers I'm waiting for. There's a couple from early October. I think there's a couple. John Kramer, I still owe you from September. Benjamin Toomey, I still owe. But in general, I'm getting caught up, which is the best feeling in the world. I love to give away seeds. I love to see you guys happy with seeds that I'm able to provide you. And I know you feel the same way. A special part of our group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, is devoted to giving as well as receiving. So I love every envelope that I do. I think of you and I get excited, like, oh, I can't believe they're going to get to taste. Lately, it's been Angwe ES, Malapine, Missouri. Those are the three. Hazel Creek. I put an amazing review up of an amazing tomato just a couple days ago. I was really behind in my reviews. I post them on Instagram, very detailed reviews, and I put it in the group as well. I hadn't done anything in with the exception of showing like a micro of mine that I'm working on and talking about the tomato tasting and seed swap. I don't think I had posted a review in like 2 months. It just gets backed up. I did post all of my photos in my album. So if you go to the Facebook page, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, not my personal page, but Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, and click on photos, go to 2025 album, you will see in there every tomato I grew this year. They don't have reviews on all of them yet. They will. But I wanted to get the pictures up at least. So if you don't know that that is up there, it is. So you can at least see what I grew. And eventually I will review them all. But I decided to kick off the new reviews with Hazel Creek for a few reasons. One, it was one of my favorite of the year, if not all time. And two, because there's a lot of confusion out there as to there were some improper seeds that got in the mix with regular leaf varieties that were red. And so I was lucky enough, I had a regular leaf and a potato leaf, and the potato leaf was a pink. And so I want to make sure I want to do my part. These are all thanks to Mike Williams, by the way, who gave seeds to so many of us. I do want to do my part to make sure that the proper Hazel Creek is out there and being distributed, because the other one was just, it wasn't bad. It just was very forgettable, the red. So I wanted to get that one out there. Plus, I'm always excited to put the reviews up of the things I really love, and I really love that. But there's a lot of things I really, really loved this year that I'm looking forward. It shouldn't be a surprise to any of you watching who watch the show. I don't, I'm pretty much blabbing about these every week. But I want to put up my detailed reviews contain a lot about leaf type and how it did in our garden, how we grew it, very dramatic tastings. How there's only so many adjectives Rob and I have found to use, but we do our best. And so I put those up there. So if you don't subscribe to my Instagram, you can do that at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. Do I have a link? Here we go. Follow us on Instagram, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. The Mr. is kind of silent. He doesn't like to be on camera or in front of, all that, but he's very supportive, and we do our tastings together. Okay, who else do we have? We have Greg here. Hey, Greg. Nice to see you. And Blah Blah's here. Happy to be here, she says. Happy to have you with us. And Jamie. Won't be able to stay for the whole show. I have 2 exams I have to take, but I'm so glad to be here for a bit. Jamie just ran a beautiful giveaway in our group, which was in honor of National Mental Health Day. Thank you, Jamie, for doing that and for bringing it to our attention. It was really cool how she asked us to talk about things that put us in a good state. In my other group, AOG, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, I talked about things that put you in a state of flow, that help you to forget about life's troubles, your pain, or whatever. And for me, gardening and tomatoing is the biggest one for sure. So thank you, Jamie, for that. That was really nice. And here's Jen Joy, hoping I can catch a bit while the family plays arcade games after a fun family hike today. And Teresa says, hey, Jen, missing you. And Achilles here. Hi, Achilles. Let's talk tomatoes. Let's do that. Mayor from Afar is here. And Nicole Swartz is here. Hi, Nicole. And Pretty. Oh, Pretty. Hello, Lauren and Tomato Friends. Happy Thursday. My Reka fruits are ripening. Not in time for me to taste today, but by next week, probably, I would imagine they're turning red. So I'm super excited about that. Rowena's here. Hey, Rowena. And Jen, hello, my beautiful friend Lauren. I love you. I love you back, my love. And speaking of the 3 Musketeers, here's one who rounds it out. Hey, Kina, glad you're here. And Roxanne's here. Hi, everyone. Regarding Jen's videos, taste tests, people are saying they miss them. I get it. She says, I promise there will be more. I'm just taking a bit of time. We all need that from time to time for sure. Understood, my friend. Hi, Brianna. Thanks for being here. Sasha says it's starting. Hey, Mary. Thanks for being here. And Kids Seed Company's here. I'm talking about 2 of their varieties again today. If you guys haven't visited their site, I think I still have a banner. They're one of my favorite vendors. You know, there's, here we go. KidsSeedCo.com. I just love them. They're wonderful people. I'm sure most of you have probably ordered by now, but if you haven't, I focused on, or I did a spotlight on a brand new one they had out just a couple weeks ago called Hurricane Helene. It's their very first tomato that they bred themselves and have released. It's new on their website. They also have Red Trash Panda. They're the exclusive vendor for Red Trash Panda at the moment. So make sure you check them out. And I love that you guys are here today. Who else is here? Deb's here. And Heidi's here. Hi, everyone. Tara Dev is here. And Angwei's here. Scano Angwei, thanks for being here. I'm grateful for you, too. Love your hair. You're so cute. Thank you. I got it done last week. When the fall, I get like low lights with the highlights, so it gets a little darker, which I like, but the low lights wash out pretty quickly, so I enjoy it while I can. Thank you, Jen. Hey, Natalia, thanks for being here. Oh, and Barbara's making us jealous. It's 79 here in Tucson. Good for you. Good for you. I don't even know what it was like outside. Oh, yes, I do. Well, this morning was chilly. Because I was going to water some of my indoor micros outside this morning. It was like 40, so I opted for the kitchen sink instead. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for being here. And everybody's wishing Anwei. Hello. It's so nice to have him back in the tomato world with us. Hi, Sasha. Happy vacay, Jen, says Sasha. Who else do we have? A lot of people putting in, don't forget to put in hashtag tomato. Hey, Terry. Thanks for being here, my friend. I know I owe you seeds, lots and lots of seeds. Have not forgotten. Kim, guess what I got in the mail just now? Mail from you. Extracting honey and listening in. That sounds like hen, actually. The extracting honey part. Listening in, I'm not so sure. But yes, I haven't opened it yet. But thank you, Kim. I received your mail. I appreciate it. Speaking of mail, for those of you that are in our 2025 grow outs, if you're on a team, please make sure you are sending that to your team captain. It's 2 weeks from today. I think they're due November 1st. Unless you've worked something out with your team captain, we're still getting a few people saying that their crop failed and whatever. And that's really unfortunate that you didn't let us know ahead of time, because we really need to plan for that. But if some things happen, nature happens, whatever, it's completely understandable. But if you can't send your seeds in, please tell your team captain immediately, because it does make a difference. We do have backups, thankfully, and a lot of people, I know on my team, so I'm assuming Jen, Kina, Linda, Debs, and Mike's, that people are sending in extras too, which is awfully nice. Please let us know, because we don't like chasing people down. That feels icky. It shouldn't have to be that way. So just let us know either way if you could. Kathleen says, I love Thursdays too. They're fun. Thumbs up, please, everyone. Thank you, Terry. Yes, if you can put a thumbs up on the video, I would appreciate it. If you don't subscribe, oh, I forgot to put on Instagram. Hang on. Poor Instagram. I'm always forgetting about Instagram. It's a shame that because they can watch, but they can comment and I can't see it, and they can't be eligible for the games. But I do see when I log out each week, I get a lot of viewers on Instagram watching, but I always forget to press play when it starts. So, oh well, better late than never. They should know by now that we haven't talked about a single tomato yet. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. Who else do we have? Hi, Michael. Thanks for being here. Dancing Vita, it's a miracle that you're able to send out so many seeds, knowing you love the seeds and goose so much. Kudos. I do. Thank you for recognizing that. because sometimes it is really hard because I love sucking seeds and goo out of the tomatoes. I think you're the first person that's ever acknowledged that. It is hard. But in general, I save every last seed because when I find something, especially ones that I love, I want to share it with all of you. Onway ES has been particularly challenging because there are very few seeds in that, but I want to share with everybody. I'm only able to send out like 3 seeds per person, just in order to get them out to everybody. But they're fresh, they're fermented, they're fluffy and light, they look good. So hopefully 3 seeds is enough. But it is hard. I love the seeds and goo. Kina says, and talking about my photo album, lovely arranged in alphabetical order. Makes me so happy when I look through that album. Thank you. Unfortunately, there are things that like I wanted to add new pictures of, or there were a couple that needed space, like American Idol. That's one I tasted last week. So I didn't have a graphic for it. Now I have a graphic for it. I put it up in my album, and I thought there was a way that I could move things around so that can be up in the A's, but it appears not. So there are some random things at the end that are not in alphabetical order, and that drives me crazy, Kina. But I'm glad most of it is is in alphabetical order. I'm laughing at this Justin Arnold, Hazel Creek Gate 2025. True story. Do you have do you have the correct version? That's what we need to know. Good morning, Justin. Thanks for being here. He's all the way from Australia too. Deborah and Justin and anybody from that side of the world, how are your seedlings doing? Love to hear about that. Achilles says, feeling lucky that I got to meet Mr. Tomato Head in person. He exists, right? Jen says, me too. Mr. Tomato Head is awesome. Ben enjoyed very much chatting with him. Rob felt exactly the same. Mary says, getting on the turnpike, driving home from Oklahoma, OKC, Oklahoma, and skydiving with the kiddos, but I will be listening. Wait a minute. Please elaborate on this. Are you skydiving or are the kiddos skydiving? Any more Tomato Tuesdays? No, not this year. I might do something else on Tuesdays that I'm thinking of, but we have had our first frost. There are tomatoes hanging on there, but I was out there, I think yesterday. There's no signs of life on any of these plants. I don't think. There might be. I mean, the frost we've had has been minor, but not good enough for a tour. But I do have an idea of something else I'd like to do on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Hey, Aldous. Excited to learn about some more fun tomatoes. If you see anything, best way to watch my show is with a notebook and pen. I just mailed Aldis's last night, so if you add more Aldis, it's not going out in today's. It went out in today's mail, but there's always time for extra envelopes. That's for sure. Hi, Brandy. Howdy from Texas, TLC family. Looking forward to a few hours of tomato talk. Glad to have you here. And Rowena, as I was going through all my info on varieties I grew this year, I found I still miss pictures on a few of them. Yeah, there's some. I look back at it, and it takes a lot of work, and many of you take a lot of pictures too. I know you realize that, but I always try to take a picture of the top, the bottom, on a scale if possible and if necessary, and definitely the interior, and then I create graphics from that. If it's a really high brick score, I'll take a picture and put that in the main graphic. If not, like on Instagram, I'll put it as a separate graphic. I wish I had done that for all of them. I didn't take bricks on all of them. I did take it and register it on our reviews, but I didn't take pictures of it. It really does help to see. And there are some that I test throughout, many that I test throughout the season just to see, if I had a high brick score early in the season, what is it like the end of the season? And so I do compare notes with that also. Teresa says, me too. Hey, Haley. Hey, Lauren and friends. I have a white I'm talking about today, Haley. You may know about it, but I'm not sure. Haley is our white tomato fanatic, and I give her as many as I can find. Mary says it's the kiddos and her brother It was his first time indoor skydiving. No plane jumps for him yet. My kids and nephew did that at a place years ago in Singapore, as a matter of fact. We were in Singapore. My sister used to live there, believe it or not. And they were very, very cute. Yvette just came home from a seed swap with a friend. Awesome sauce. I love that so much. Seed swaps are the best. Andrea Ruiz, hey, all, eagerly awaiting the ripening of a huge amount of green maters that I had to pull between 2 overnight frosts. My green ones that I pulled really early are really starting to ripen quickly. And I need to make sure I make some fried green tomatoes and some green tomato relish. Somebody last week, I forget who it was, speak up if it was you, but recommended, like, it was a recipe using green tomatoes and green apples. I bought green apples, so now I just have to make it. We'll see if it actually happens. Yeah, Jen says, Yvette, did you bring home any treasures? I want to know that too. We all want to know. Hey, Kim, tuning in a little late, hoping I can stay the whole time. Hey, Lauren and everyone, nice to see you here, my friend. How are your 2 little guys? She has the cutest 2 little boys, the cutest. They've been to our Carlisle plant swap and seed swap twice, and they are so well behaved and so adorable. Yvette says she loves what she got, some goodies. Nesha, hi Nesha, thanks for being here. And Tiffany's here. Hi Tiffany. I grabbed a bunch of green tomatoes today, thinking about what I want to do with them. Tomato apple chutney. Was that you, Teresa? And she says it's phenomenal. I may have to get that recipe from you. They're as wild as ever. Well, I tell you, in Carlisle, they are very well behaved. Did you finish that? John Kramer had given out this jar of caramel sauce, I think done by his daughter. I think she sells it. I still have mine. I haven't eaten it, but her son won. And I think he was like eating it with a spoon, or tried to eat it with a spoon in Carlisle. I'm assuming that's long gone, right, Kim? Okay. Wow, I'm caught up on the comments. That's amazing. If you're just joining in, make sure you type in #tomato. Here's the seed prizes we're giving away today. And I'm mailing several, but mine are only one. So the first package for 4 people from Kristen Morrison. And thank you, Kristen, so much. It's 5 seeds each of cherry syrup, Rebel Starfighter Prime, vintage wine, brown sugar, and captivating chocolate amethyst. So for 4 people, you will get 5 seeds each of that. Thank you very much, Kristen. Teresa is once again giving away 2 prize packages to 2 lucky winners. The first is a Micropalooza pack, which is Fuzzy Wuzzy, Chubby Bunny, Dynamite Delight, Raindrops, Tiny Tiger, and Little Heartbreaker. I love Little Heartbreaker. I grew that one a few years ago. It's absolutely adorable and quite tasty too. And then prize 2 is Melon Liqueur, Dwarf Purple Heartthrob, Jarson 10 Tricolor, one of my faves, Shake the Disease, another one of my faves, Kazula 133, and Girl's Weird Thing. So thank you, Teresa and Kristen. And then my prize, where did I write it down? Actually, I'm not going to say until the end because it's a couple of the varieties we're talking about today. But it's a good one, and it's for 1 person. So there you go. Thank you all for being here. If you like my shirt, this is from Inspired Garden Life. They host our shows, not host our shows, I host the show, but they sponsor the prizes for our show on the first Thursday of the month. So this is one that has Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on there. I didn't have anything in this gray color. I quite like it. Kind of pops on there. So you can find them at inspiredgardenlife.com and put in coupon code of TLC20. You may have seen in the group, if you're in the group, that I think it was just last week, I announced here that Briar Saint Seeds by Jeffrey Rainmaker has purchased Secret Seed Cartel, which was run by Terry over in France for years, 12, 13 years, something like that. She had said that because of the U.S. restrictions on shipping, she doesn't feel comfortable any longer doing the business. It's too difficult for her. So Jeffrey, much to our luck, because I love Secret Seed Cartel, he has purchased it. And so he was going to run both businesses where you'd have to order separately, and now he's decided to combine them all. So you can check him out. Do I have a banner? It's secretseedcartel.com. And the website is up and running. I have to check. He was offering 20% off. I think he's offering 20% off on the entire site right now, but he was having TLC20 as a coupon code. But go to Secret Seed Cartel. I'm sure that'll be a lot easier for him. And it's nice to know that their wonderful business. Here he is. Woohoo. Jeffrey, glad you're here. Congratulations on combining the business. I think that'll be, why did that come up again? I think that'll be better for you. Okay. I'm freaking out here. Woohoo, glad you're here. Congratulations. Is TLC 20 still an ongoing 20% off? I know I'm going to do an unboxing for you in the near future. But I know you have 20% off on the site in general now, correct? Drew says, what a gorgeous shirt. I agree. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? Yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. This color wouldn't ordinarily speak to me, but I really liked it. Natalia has to disconnect for short appointment, but we'll be back shortly. Oh, Jeffrey says, thank you. International shipping is up and running too. Excellent. Wow. You have been busy. Go to secretseedcartel.com. Okay, let's talk about some tomatoes, shall we? Half an hour in, that's not too bad. I don't have a whole lot to taste today because it is mid-October. Here, hang on, here's from Jeffrey. It will be, but the fall 20% sale is live right now. Great, thank you. And thank you for that forever coupon code, appreciate it. I have a couple things here that I have from sucker plants. For those of you that watch me, you know I'm a sucker for suckers. It's like one of my favorite sayings. But one of the very first reviews I did of the year, I think on the show, I think the very first one was Missoura. The second one was this one, Burnt Sugar. It's a commercial variety from Russia. Kina had purchased the seeds for me and sent them to me. Speaking of this variety, here's Claudia. Hey, Claudia. Nice to see you. And it was excellent. We rated it an 8 out of 10. The Brix was a 6.6. Really, really good. It's dwarf plant, grew to only 26 inches. I do have the full detailed review up on Instagram for this one. And I forget what I was saying to Claudia, but I think I was saying I'm going to miss it, like I'll have to grow it next year. And she's like, why don't you just do a sucker? Or no, I know. I said I'm going to start more seeds, I think, and maybe I'll get them before the end of the season. And she said to me, why don't you just do a sucker? And I'm like, well, duh, that makes sense. So I took a cutting from that original plant, put it in soil, and they are just ripening now. I did pick them before the frost got them. But here's a beautiful, show you bigger. Isn't this a gorgeous color? So it was super productive and very good. Yes, Kina loved it too. It's a good one. And Claudia, I sent seeds for. She was waiting for it for quite a long time. I thought I would taste it today. You always take a risk tasting in October, but I'm finding the stuff from my sucker plants that I picked early, they're tasting well. So I'm giving a disclaimer. If it's good, that's great. If it's not, I attribute it to October. Last week I tasted Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye. It was not good. Sufferwell was great. Check this out. Isn't that pretty? All right. Heavenly. Gosh, it's such a pleasure this time of year to still taste something heavenly. It's saying it's a 4.4 brick, so obviously it's not as high as it was. It's delicious. Oops, not that one. It is delicious. I noticed that the original, if you look on my Instagram, I have a different graphic on for the burnt sugar review that shows fruit more this color. And towards the middle of the season, they were getting more to be this color in the photo here. But it's interesting that this one, and maybe if it was carrying on the season, it would go red again. But really, if you look at the pictures on the website, which Kina got it from, which is Liliage, I believe, and even on the seed packet, they do look more like this. All right. Because of all of you, I'm going to save the rest of these for seeds, although I've saved a good amount of seeds. So that is burnt sugar. The other one I wanted to show you, which I don't think I've tasted on the show, Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden. I've tasted it already. Doesn't it look great? It looks like a Lauren tomato, right? Gorgeous. Pictures you find online are just, ooh, a seed. Hang on, I got to get rid of this seed and put it over here. Pictures you find online are kind of deceiving as to the size of these. I wanted to show you what Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden looks like. Now, it's got a respectable brick score of 5.9, but I just remember, and I know Deb had said the same thing, just being a bit underwhelmed. Now, this is from a sucker plant too. I can't imagine I'm going to love it now when I didn't love it. What did we give it? I think we gave it a 7. But I did have, a sucker plant. I just wanted to show you guys. It was relatively productive, but they are small fruits, which I kind of wasn't expecting. Gosh, look at, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, better than I remember. Very, very tart. Now I'm curious at the bricks on this. Wow, better than I remember. 6.2. What do I have? All right, I'm going to have to adjust. 6.2. Late season Autumn Queen Golden's where it's at. I'm going to have to save this for seeds too, only because I love you guys. So that's it for tasting today. It's probably it for tasting. Probably one more next week when I can taste that Reika F1 Japanese variety that Pretty had sent me a plant for. It's supposed to be, I keep looking at that article about Japanese tomatoes. I forget what they call it. It's not like the holy grail of Japanese tomatoes, but it's something like that. So wow, that's a nice surprise about Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden, especially this late in the season. Anybody else grow that? Teresa, I just got 3 more suffer wells from a sucker plant. Yay! If there's one to get new ones from a sucker plant, it's that one. I think they've closed their shop. I can't open their site anymore. That's a bummer. It seems like I was finding in my research for today, a lot of things are down. Tatiana's tomato base, I could not get on today. I'm sure that's just temporary. J&L Gardens, I have a heck of a time on that site. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Autumn Queen reigns supreme in autumn, so aptly named. Good point, Brandy. Excellent point. Autumn Queen Gold. I had not thought of that. Yeah, that was nice. Tasting something that's really good this time of year, because I still have lots on my counter and I taste it. And I'm like, that tastes the same. That tastes the same. I did have a Queen Nanny just last night, a small one. They're not all small. And that was still good. There was something else too. Soika Gakwa, another one of Angwe Ias's varieties. His seemed to hold up to late season. Last week for my tomato patch, Mr. Frost visits next week. Glad you get an extra week. Anybody else grow Autumn Queen Golden? Deb, what were your thoughts on it? I think you and I kind of agreed we were underwhelmed, but I may be upping my review. I think we rated it a 7. I'd probably move it up to a 7.5 after that. And Kina, you're going to have to remind me what the bricks was. 6.2, 6.2, 6.2. Sasha, I pulled my last 2 suffer wells last week. Much smaller, but taste delicious. If you didn't see in the group yesterday, I put up a very popular post which is what were your favorite varieties of the season. It's been a lot of fun to see what you guys have loved. And I know Deborah and a couple people said this is already adding to my grow list, which is kind of the point. It's great. And perhaps you relate, like you feel like you have a palette of somebody that's similar and whatever they like, or you think you will like. So it's always helpful. I did not put mine up there, only because I feel like you guys know. Plus, I'm under the gun. I mentioned this last week. Jeffrey Rainmaker wants me to choose my top 10 of all time for a special package he's putting together. And the top like 4 or 5 are easy. And then it's like, what's after that? So Suffer Well, Malapine, Missouri, excuse me. What am I missing? Those are the 3 from this year. Loved Hazel Creek. The proper one is excellent. Gosh, I'm forgetting. Missouri, Malapine, Hazel Creek, Malapine. Yes, I just said that already. Angwe that white that I can't stop talking about. Oh my God, is that good? Unlike any tomato I've ever had. So I'm really happy to be able to share that with anybody who's looking for it. I have limited amounts, which is why I'm giving away 3 seeds each, but that is excellent. Queen Nanny from Angwe is great. I will have to come in. So for my top 10 of Nano's Meatball would have to be in there. Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden would have to, or not Autumn Queen Golden, sorry, scratch that. Dwarf Awesome would be in there. But there's a couple holes I need to fill in. It's tough. VD21 would probably be in there. Bacon lettuce in this. I do struggle with some of the ones that have low production. Bacon lettuce in this was low production for me this year, but delicious for sure. I really loved Abanillas from Spain this year. Loved that. Yeah, I know I'm forgetting some important ones, but I feel like I didn't need to put it on there because you guys, well, not everybody watches the show either. I probably should put it up there, but coming soon will be your worst tomatoes of the year. That one's much easier for me. Deb, I was not impressed with the shape and size of fruit. My plant was crazy productive. I enjoyed the less ripe fruit more than at full ripeness. That's good to know. This is talking about Autumn Queen Golden, says Deb. And Deb gave me those seeds. Thank you, Deb. Achilles says, Angwe, you made the top 10. He may have made the top 10 twice, actually. I loved Queen Nanny. But Angwe, yes, that's like a 3-way tie for number 1, I think, with Suffer Well and Malapine. I do think so. And all 3 of them are very different. And Missouri, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Sasha, I got VD21 from you. It was surprising. I liked it a lot and strange looking. It is strange looking. I wonder if I can show, if I have a slide up here, I can show you guys. I do. So it's not stable yet. I will tell you that. I grew it last year as an F2. It was sold incorrectly to me by Lyudmila Kudzasova, who claimed she bred it, and that was not the case. So it was an F2, and I know many of you grew it this year, and it seems like everybody got the same looking fruit. This was delicious. I know we rated it a 9 out of 10. I forget what the Brix was. But you can also purchase seeds at Tomato Eden for this. That may make my top 10. But I hate to put anything in there that's not quite stable either, so we shall see. Okay, where do we go from here? Anybody else grow VD21 this year and liked it? I saw in the top 10 a lot, or everybody's top varieties, that a lot of people put that one in there, and that was great. Gigi, I'm talking about you in a couple minutes. A very special variety that Gigi gave me this year. She gives me a lot of special Spanish varieties, but one in particular that I'm super excited about. If you're just joining us, make sure you type in #tomato. We've got, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 seed prizes today. So type in #tomato. You only need to do it once. And you can be in it to win it. Kim says, my VD21 looked similar, but no pink. Interesting. Interesting. Pretty loved VD21. Did yours look similar, Pretty? I guess it was a variant from the Rebel Star Maker series. I think Tomato Eden calls it or Star Maker, Starfighter. I don't know the difference between all of those. RS VD21. I don't know all of the stuff behind that, but according to her, it was a yellow variant of that was carried over. There's a whole story. If you go on my Instagram, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, I've got the full review on there from last year with the story along with it. Brianna says, my first VD21 had me a little worried, but man, the second one came in and knocked my socks off. It left me wanting more. It really was that good, wasn't it? I didn't grow it this year. Yours did. Yours grew to that too. All right, let me pull up the picture again. I kind of forgot about it, and then I read all your posts of your favorites of the year, and I'm like, yeah, that was a really good one. Brianna, your VD21 looked like mine too. And your VD1 had dark brown shoulders. Interesting. Mine had antho, which you guys probably know is not my favorite. And I was worried. I remember telling Kina and Jen when I was growing it last year under the name Malachite Elf until I knew better. I'm like, it looks really cool. This antho scares me, but there was no detectable soapy antho flavor for me, which made it a winner for me. Brianna says, however, I will say it was the only one of my plants to be dramatic and die for no reason. You know what I've had a problem with the last 2-3 years with that? Malachite box. It's weird. I've used I was following through or using my own saved seed for years, and then this year I decided to use fresh seed from Jardins des Tomates in France. Same thing happened. But lucky for me, I found an even better green in Malapine, and the production is outstanding. So I feel like I'm cheating on my beloved Malachite box. And don't get me wrong, it's phenomenal. Verde de las Landas was also excellent, but Malapine beat them all. Hey, Garden Girl, thanks to have you here. But I think I have to grow it again next year. Oh, hang on. Deborah, I missed this. I just uppotted 150 tomato varieties plus their extra twin that grew as well. I cannot discard the extra seeds that germinate. Neither can I. So I really uppotted about 300. My back is killing me. Raise your hand if you do the same. Raise your hand. I used to say every year I'm going to back off of that. Now I know better. Now I just have some tomato friends like my friend Nicole, who's local, who loves stuff. I gave her a whole bunch of Angwe ESS stuff this year. Nicole Spatafor, if you guys know her from the group, she's local. We've been very good friends for like 20 years. So it's really an honor, or exciting rather, to give away these seedlings to people who appreciate them. And of course, our seedling swap in Carlisle back in May, giving those extra seedlings away to all of you guys, is great because it's just genuine excitement. This is a great question, Andrea, and I've been asked this before. If antho so curious, Lauren, if antho has a soapy taste for you, does cilantro also taste soapy for you or no? Just wondering if it's the same gene. No, I love cilantro. That would be a good guess though, wouldn't it? No, it doesn't. And I want to love antho. I do. I just don't. But I've grown a lot this year, a lot of Sophia's varieties, some of Bill Yoder's varieties that had light antho at the top. Sometimes it's undetectable. So I don't cut them off my grow list at all. But sometimes sometimes they just have such a strong taste and it makes it inedible for me. Black Beauty is definitely one of my worst of all time for me. But I know others love it. Kina's mom loves it. So we all have different tastes, and that's okay. It is hard letting go of seedlings. Brianna agrees. Can't kill them that want to live. Plus, I think, what if something happens, right? So now I'll put 2 in the pot, but then I'm like, but I really want this one. So I'll do a second pot of 2. Then I'll end up with 3 extra. And sometimes I do plant the second. And I will tell you, I had 2 extra of Angwei this year. The one in my raised bed didn't produce flowers or fruit. It was really odd. The plant grew big and bushy. They have huge potato leaves. But I stuck an extra one in a grow bag. And thank God I did, because I would have missed out on what is one of the best tomatoes I've ever had in my life. So when things like that happen, I'm like, I need these extras. And things like that do happen, which makes me grow 5 bazillion seedlings. So that's where that is. Rowena says, seedlings need homes. Luckily, I have friends. Yep. I just uppotted burnt sugar. Is it finally growing for you, Heidi? I hope so. I gave her, is that from the sucker plant I gave you back months ago? I don't know why that one's growing so slowly. I have lots to give away, says Deborah, your seedlings. Yeah. Samantha says, I have both and they taste different to me, but I also hate mangoes. They all produce a similar oil. You have both. What? Not sure. Jen says, I think antho tastes like gasoline, or I'm guessing similar since I've never actually tasted gasoline. I'm with you on that too. And Heidi Dolan says it's got a metallic taste, and I definitely subscribe to that. Also, definitely a metallic taste. All right, let's get to some more tomatoes, because I've got some great ones to show you today. So that was a nice surprise about Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden. And burnt sugar. That's a good one. If that's not on your wish list and you don't have it, put it on your wish list. You want it. All right. So we left off at Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden. Next one. And I'm normally, when I talk about varieties, it's always things that, no, I shouldn't say always. A lot of the times it is things that I actually have, but there's a couple today that I don't have. So if you have it or know where I can get it, in the United States, let me know. And this next one falls into that. I just added it to my most wanted just today. This one is called Oscar Gonthiers. It's a variety from Canada. It's very rare. There's a site, the photo on, where did I find out about this? I found out about this, I think it was on Instagram today. No, not on Instagram. I forget where I came across it. There was something else I found on Instagram just today. Oscar Gonthiers from Canada. This information came from a website in Canada called Harde de Julie. Some people list this as a French variety. It's actually from the French-speaking part of Canada. It is very rare tomato, originally from Drummondville in Quebec, developed by Oscar Gonthier. The story's really cool. That's what I love about it. Oscar wanted to rediscover the great taste of a cherry tomato that he liked, a variety called the Ross, that he described as candy in a large tomato grown in the municipality of Pintendre. After 12 years of planting these 2 varieties in the same hole, he got what he was looking for. So he didn't manually cross with pollen. He just put them in the same hole and waited for them to cross. So after 12 years, that took a long time. Planting these 2 varieties in the same hole, he got what he was looking for. He stabilized his creation of 3 consecutive years, and voila. And that source is a site called Potager d'Antin. Mr. Gonthier died at the age of 87 in 2016 in Drummondville and left a legacy of his wonderful tomato, a crown jewel of our Quebec seed heritage. Moreover, in 2016, I sent seeds from my own Oscar Gonthier tomato plants to the family in order to perpetuate their family heritage. That was nice. I've got 2 other sources with information. First is Tomato Faifu from Belgium. They say it was presented at the Seed Savers Yearbook in the year 2000. It says the Oscar Gonthier is a very large, fleshy tomato with very few seeds and juice. with a texture somewhat resembling an Italian tomato. Excellent fresh, served thinly, sliced on a plate with salt and pepper and a drizzle of oil. Equally good for sauces and preserves. Flattened to heart-shaped red fruit and its determinate. And then another site called Laid Back Gardener says that Oscar Gonthe is a very large, fleshy tomato containing very few seeds and juice, with a texture somewhat resembling an Italian tomato, but with a cherry tomato taste. That's what's getting me. Excellent fresh, served on thin slices on a plate with salt. Wait, did they do the same thing? Yes, they did. One of them copied the other. So that's the same verbiage. Has anybody grown this? Anybody grown Oscar Gonthier? Hi, Natalia. Yes, you're back, and here are tomatoes. This one I've never even heard of, and it's so intriguing to me. Here's a tomato. Yes, here's a tomato. And Jen says that's a big boy there. Nobody's grown this? Well, if you know where it can be purchased, actually, I know where it can be purchased for some of us. I know Tomatenflüsterer in Austria is, I believe it's one of his new releases this year. I'm not able to order from him. I can talk to him, of course, Thomas Seidel, but some of you overseas couldn't order it. I saw it on his site. And I think this Canadian site, Jardin de Julie, Jardedejulie, which I've never been to that site prior to this. She is selling it on there as well. So if anybody has it in their possession, wants to do a trade, I'm interested. Give me a call. Give me a private message. I want to, says Greg. Yeah, it sounds good, right? A big tomato with a cherry taste and very rare. I'm all in. Okay, next one. This one I did talk about once before, back in like January. I got seeds from a site in Germany, I believe, Miche's Tomatenwild. His name's Thomas also. But Val from Farmer Val's Backyard on Etsy is also selling this beauty. I have not grown it. It's called Green Velvet. The origin is unknown, but boy, does this look good, huh? For those of you who love green when ripe like me. Fruit is green, turning bronze yellow when fully ripe, flattened and weighing 150 to 200 grams. Seeds sometimes exceeding 400 grams. Dense emerald green flesh and a sweet and savory taste. And Val Smith, who's got it, I actually have a link so you can look at it on her site, I think. Yep, I do. I'll put it in the comments. Okay, going in the comments now. So this is Farmer Val's Backyard on Etsy. A great vendor, great person. She's got a great collection of seeds. You can get them from there. She says, indeterminate medium-large slicers, GWR fruits, which stands for green when ripe, will develop a distinct amber blush when fully ripe. Flavor is very good, juicy, moderately sweet. Anybody grown this before? It was on my grow list, and I had to give it the axe. Which I think I'm already full for next year, my grow list, believe it or not. Although just last night, well, today I got some great things in the mail that I knew were coming, but I'm adding those to my grow list for sure. I'm also helping out, grow out my crosses, cross from Kina or two, right, Kina? Another one or two vendors that I'm helping out. But then, people are wanting to send me seeds, thanking me for sending them seeds. And I'm just like, just pay it forward, or, you don't need to send me anything. But then last night, a member who's watching today told me about a very rare variety he got seeds for that he's sending me seeds for. So I always make room in my grow list for those because they're intriguing and I must grow. Green. T-Plea 17. Hi there. Green velvet. What a pretty color. Yes, you're sending me all, says Kina. My grow list is done. I am regrowing several of my favorites from this year. Ongwei ES is getting at least 2 or 3 plants. Missoura is getting at least 2 or 3 plants. I say this now. We'll see what I have to squeeze in the end. Malapine's getting probably 2 plants. Probably be okay with 1 because that's so productive, but I don't want to take a chance. A bunch of Bill Yoders, a bunch of Ongweis, and then, like I said, some crosses that I'm helping with. So my videos for my 2026 grow list may be a lot shorter this year because I probably won't be, I know I won't be sharing all these experimental crosses I'm growing because it's kind of pointless if you can't get it. I think anyway, it's not like, I don't want to be like, I'm growing this and you're not. I don't like that. That's not my style. Raminta, I've got seeds for this one. Good. Has anyone grown Mickey Mouse? Is it real? I haven't grown it. I've seen it listed as a microdwarf. I think Ken Fry grew it. It was not a microdwarf. I'm not even sure. He may have said it was a mini dwarf. It is real. I just don't know what it is. Deb says, I grew green velvet this year. Really liked the couple fruits I got. Not very productive for me. That's very good to know. That's very good to know. So yeah, that's why these episodes are so great, and the live is great because we can all take these things into account. Like if it looks phenomenal, but if production's not great, I can't imagine anything's going to beat Malapine. But then again, I said that about Malachite Box for years. Then Verde de las Landas came along for like a week, and that was the big winner. And then Malapine came along. I feel badly for poor Verde de las Landas. That is an excellent, exceptional tomato. I just love Malapine so much. All right, here's another interesting one. Ongwei, I thought you would like this one. It's called Island Sunrise. It's another one from Canada. It's bred by the Small Island Seed Company. And it is an unusual cross between 3 tomato species. And I'm going to totally brutalize the name, so forgive me, Ongwei. Chismani, L. Chismani, and L. Pimpinellifolium, and L. esculentu. Sorry about that. This is an intriguing variety, though. And it's bred by the Small Island Seed Company. They say it is a highly unusual cross between those 3. It's a unique cross that I've been developing for the last 9 years. These vigorous plants produce an abundance of orange, plum-sized tomatoes that are quite versatile in the kitchen, but their flavor really shines when eaten fresh or roasted in the oven. The plants have a highly unusual characteristic. The first truss of fruits shows uniformity, but as the plant grows taller, the first fruit on each truss begins to change shape. So the one at the top of the plant eventually looks ovular. Interesting. Oh, now I'm doubting myself. Was this one? I think this is one I found on Instagram also. No, I'm sorry. I found this one on there and on Etsy. These indeterminate plants can use a good support to grow up because of their superior disease resistance, they can sprawl on the ground as they please without risk of disease taking over the plant. Due to the diversity in genetics, these plants are resistant to blight, fusarium, and blossom end rot. That's a lot of the work that Ongwei does with his varieties, which is one of the many things that makes them so special. Very disease resistant. According to its developer, these indeterminate plants can use, already said that. They can sprawl on the ground. They're on sale at an Etsy shop called That Blossom Gallery. Let me see if I have if I put the, right, I've got 2 links to purchase Island Sunrise. First one is Etsy link at a place called That Blossom Gallery. And the second is from the breeder, from Little Island Seed Company. Oh, sorry, Small Island Seed Company. I put it wrong. And so I'm not sure if you can order outside of Canada, but for those of you in Canada, I'm not sure where they send. There's a link for that. Hey, Paul, yes, it is unavailable at the moment. I think he's releasing all his new varieties end of the month. It's listed on there, as are all his new things, but he hasn't put them up for sale yet. So it will be available. And I'm actually talking about another one today that he's going to have available too. I think that one he's had available. So this is an interesting variety. Has anybody grown this? Island Sunrise. Hey, Drew. Happy Thursday to you. All right. So what is next? This one I'm getting from a good friend who shall not be named, Deb Toothicker. Nona Antonina. She says it is the best red she has ever grown. And she and I have what I consider to be the same palate. So I'm excited about this. It's from Italy. She said, and she said it's okay for me to share this. The photo on the right is from her. I forget where the photo on the left is from. I should really remember this. I think it's from a site called Tomato King because I'm referencing their information too. Deb says, I took a nibble, stopped what I was doing, and promptly made a tomato sandwich with it. Nona Antonina. Anybody grown this one? Tomato Faifu says it's a family heritage variety from the region of Turin, Italy. Red fruit from 300 to 500 grams, sometimes more. Flattened beefsteak type with rounded poles and shoulders. Dense and fleshy beef flesh. Small cells containing little gel and seeds. Good heirloom tomato flavor, sweet and well balanced. Excellent and regular production from mid-season variety, requiring good growing conditions to fully express itself. And then there's a place called Tomato King. Elkina says, I've had seeds for this for years, but it never grown it. I think you might need to now. Deb says, aha. Kim's got seeds too. Haven't grown it yet. May have to go on the 2026 list. Deb doesn't steer me wrong. She really doesn't steer me wrong. Let me see if I have a link for this one. No, I don't. I think it's pretty hard to find. This Tomato King, I forget where that even is, Tomato King, but they say it's an indeterminate mid-late or late season tomato variety, excuse me, a family selection from Italy. The plants are strong and vigorous with regular type foliage. They reached 183 centimeters. They require staking and pruning due to their strong growth and high productivity. Fruits are exceptionally large, beefsteak type. They say 400 to 800 grams. That's a really good sized tomato. They're all uniform in size. The flesh is dense, very juicy and sweet, with a rich tomato flavor and barely noticeable acidity. In tasting evaluations, the variety receives a top rating 5 out of 5. Thanks to its meaty texture and low water content, perfect for fresh salads, tomato juice paste, and sauces. The full origin story of this variety is unknown, but its outstanding qualities more than make up for it. This variety is remarkably productive. With good care, it delivers a consistently high yield throughout the second half of the season. A real treasure for lovers of large and delicious tomatoes. Recommended for growing in open ground with full sun exposure. That sure sounds like a winner to me, Deb. Oh, Susan, thank you. Smash the like button. Hey, Mary, glad you're home. Talking about some special varieties. Antonina is my mom's name. That's nice. And Nona, of course, means grandmother. So it's grandmother Antonina. Sounds yummy. Amy D grew it. I love Nona Antonina. All right, another person who I think we share the same palate who loves it. All right, that is definitely going on my grow list for next year. Claudia says it's from South Tyrol in Italy, so not Turin. Is that not part of Turin. I know I've been to Italy, but I don't know if that's close or not. Oh, interesting, Kina. Michel's Tomatenviefalt, which is where I got my green velvet seeds from, gave Nona Antonia as a free gift when buying from them. I don't think that's what he gave me. I'll have to check. I don't think it's not in my spreadsheet, but I know it's in the mail to me from somebody special named Deb. Thank you. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm glad you reminded me of this. Sabine has it. Seeds are free on her site because the family doesn't want companies to charge for it. Thank you for reminding me. I wanted to mention that. She doesn't have them in stock at the moment, unfortunately, but if you go to Bienes Seeds, Bienes, I posted, she's having a sale right now. I posted from her yesterday or the day before. If you go on her site, she does list it, and she does say that due to the family's wishes, it's free. But I did notice she doesn't have any available at the moment. That's very kind of her. Very, very kind of her. Hey, Anthony. Nice to see you. And Raminta says, I got few tomatoes only of my plants should grow again next year. Sounds like a winner. Sounds like a winner. Thank you, Deb, for bringing it to my attention. Drew says, my 2026 grow list is full and it's only October. I don't know how to make it 6 more months without planning out more beds. Just wait. Just wait. I tell you, it will morph. It will definitely morph. And it's going to be painful. The cuts are painful to make on your grow list. I think many of us, I know I've talked to Kina, we're keeping it simple next year, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden these things come up and it's not so simple anymore. I'm going to grow three of this. Well, now I've had to whittle it down to one. I refuse. Does anyone know about Rutgers University Scarlet Sunrise tomato seeds? Did anyone grow it? Nancy McCormick, she would be the person to ask about that. I don't know if she's watching today, but she has been investigating that and is sending me seeds for that. I don't know if anybody's grown it. Please speak up. Bye, Jen. Love you. Sam says, I haven't even started 2026 garden plans. I need the winter time to dream of the future and get through the winter. All right. This next one, this is on my list. I had a Zoom meeting with our friend Alexander Chumis from the Lucky Garden channel the other day. We're working on a trade, and he mentioned this one to me that he wanted. And I have seeds from Bounty Hunter Seeds. It's called Dwarf Mary's Cherry. Bred by the Dwarf Tomato Project, which always encompasses several people. Let me give them some credit. It's part of the Hazy family. Started with Susan Oliverson, who, after selecting and stabilizing the variety, named Dwarf Mary's Cherry after her daughter. Then stabilization work was provided by Justin Sieglaff, and then Bill Minke produced the seed for its 2018 release. According to Tomato Faifu, it is a cross of Dwarf Wild Fred F3 and Purple Haze F1. Anybody grow this? Hey, Kristen. I was saying how generous you are. We're giving away some of your seeds today, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. If you're joining us late, make sure you type in #tomato. We've got 4 seed packages from Kristen Morrison, 2 from Teresa Begin, who's been giving a lot lately, thank you, and 1 from me, which I'll tell you about at the end because of some of the varieties I'm talking about today. So Victory Seeds carries this, as does Bounty Hunter Seeds. I think I have a link to get them from Bounty Hunter. I stopped doing this a while ago, but I had some extra time today. Providing the links. So if anybody wants to get them at Bounty Hunter, go for it. There's did I post the link? Doesn't look like it. There it is. You're welcome, says Kristen. Thank you. It's very, very generous of you. You guys are so generous. So incredibly generous. And that's why I share so many seeds. I feel like I'm given so much from you guys, like one little rare variety, and I just want to share it with everybody. I feel like paying it forward, and I get so many of you send me extra stamps and stuff, which is so helpful, not necessary, but helpful. So I love to pay it forward, and I love to hear what you guys think if you like it as much as I did. All right, let's get back to Dwarf Mary's cherry. Very productive fruit are round to oblate shaped. This is from Victory Seeds, this information. Purple colored, 2 to 4 ounce tomatoes, and an excellent complex flavor. That gets me, excellent and complex. Although most of the fruit on the plants are smaller cherry type, there is variability in shapes on the same plant. Tomato Faifu says it's got excellent flavor. Bounty Hunter says it's an excellent variety for farmers markets. These plants can also be grown in containers. They create these delicious dark tomatoes with weights averaging from 2 to 4 ounces, so they really do vary a bit. Flavor is well balanced, but leans toward the acidic side with a touch of citrus. Bye there. You'll have to watch later and you'll see the 2 varieties I'm talking about from you. Thanks for watching a little bit, Kid Seed Company. Says, anybody grown Dwarf Mary's cherry? Sounds like a winner to me. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it on 2026 grow list, but it sounds very intriguing. I've had some really great luck with some of Bounty Hunter seeds this year. Red House Freestanding was a standout. I've been giving away seeds to some of you. I have very limited seeds of that one because I started it late. So I only got a limited amount of fruits. And also Dwarf Brown number 9 or Maff's Brown number 9. That was one of my favorites of the year. That could make my top 10 too. So I love Bounty Hunter, run by Lucas, Sean's son Lucas now. All right, next one. This one I don't have. It is bred by Natalie Casanelli of the Ukraine. We've had 2 posts about her in the group just within the past couple of days. Lena Loving Good posted a variety, and I forget the name offhand, but just yesterday, a variety of hers had Ukraine in the name, I believe, and it looked awesome. And I grew, the next one I'm going to show you is one I actually grew of hers last year. This translates to Faith, Hope, Love. Verana des Hadali Ubav, I believe, is the correct spelling in Ukrainian. It just looks like a meat tomato. I mean, come on, does it not? It does. Site in Russia called Tomat Pomidor.ru says it's a new variety bred by her. It's currently completely stable, which is always good to hear because there's been a lot of instability going around, especially in Russian varieties lately. It was created by crossing Queen Anna and Miracle of the Land pink varieties. It is tall, clusters of 3 to 5 large or very large multicolored or multi-chambered, regularly heart-shaped tricolor fruits weighing 200 to 500 grams, some weighing 700 grams. Wow, those are big. I love the color on them. Exterior of the fruits ranges from olive green to raspberry bronze, depending on the amount of sun they receive. Flesh is a vibrant tricolor with pink, yellow, or orange blushes, streaks on the green background. The seeds are encased in olive gel. That speaks to my heart, too. Love the olive gel. What else? Subtle, sweet flavor, subtle aroma, good shelf life. And then another site in Russia called tomati.ru. What do they say? Anything different? No. Same verbiage. Dense but juicy. Mid-season variety, easy to grow and disease resistant. Yeah, Keena, I knew you'd speak up with this one. We need this. We need this. So much for no more Ukrainian and Russian varieties. That looks delicious, says Brianna. I know. I may have a source for this, I'm hoping. And Deb, yeah, this is a Deb variety too. Faith, Hope, Love, Pink Vein Lauren. I know, Deb, I know. I only discovered it just recently. I think it's a new release this year, if I'm not mistaken. Have to have Faith, Hope, Love, Natalia, oh my heart. Just the name of it's definitely worth growing. I agree. Teresa, beautiful. So on the search for that one from Natalie. And then the next one I talked about back in January, and I showcased it on my grow list, but I haven't talked about it since, and I did grow it this year. Another one by her. And I do have a full detailed review. This is one of the few I did get to do a detailed review of before I kind of stopped for a few months on my Instagram, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. Painted Piglet. Similar coloring, it looks like, from the pictures. Boy, was this a productive variety. Started pretty early, went really through the season and picked up again end of season. It was like insane. Brix was a 5.6. We gave it a 7 out of 10. I don't want to read you my entire long review because it is lengthy on my Instagram, but friend from Latvia sent me seeds for this. Thank you, friend. You know who you are. I wrote it looked like a Lauren tomato, so I was desperate to grow it and taste it. Very productive, regular leaf foliage. First ripe fruits coming in the 3rd week of July. And that's here in zone 6B. I practically stared at the fruit, willing for them to ripen so I could slice into it and taste these beauties. Slicing into the heart, you see pink painting the green. Oh, I'm so dramatic. Pink painting the green and pale yellow interior. Fruits are juicy with lots of green seeds and goo. Upon first bite, we were delighted with fruity sweetness. It is a refreshing taste with just enough tanginess to make it a well-balanced and delicious variety. We really enjoyed it. It's a refreshingly fruity summer tomato. I know many of you have this on your list that I've either sent you already or am sending you. Those are female names. Vera. Oh, okay. All right. So probably female names for faith, hope, and love, I'm guessing, right? Since that's what it translates to in English. Hi, you old garden guy. Wow, 2 delicious looking tomatoes in a row. I don't know. I think I've had more than 2 in a row. This is a really good one. I would venture to guess that Tomato Eden has it already, or she will have it because that's who I got seeds from my friend Tatiana at Tomato Eden. She gave me a couple seeds and was happy to grow it from another great one from Natalie, and hoping to get my hands on Faith, Hope, Love. And I think I will for next year. Hoping. They do look similar, don't they? Okay, next one. Okay. So I said a couple minutes ago that I don't like sharing varieties here that you either can't purchase or I can't give you. This is sort of one of them. It's called Verde Rojo de Sierra Pondo. I was fortunate enough to be given seeds, F7 seeds for this season from Gigi Reyes. Please don't hound her for seeds. I want to be able to talk about this stuff or post in the group without our friends getting hounded for seeds. This is an experimental variety bred by Guy Ferrier, who is French, but he's in Spain. He's breeding this in Spain, and it is a cross, and I've talked about it before, between Verde de las Landas and a variety called English Rose. I grew 2 plants of this year. One plant produced a purple variety that was okay, very productive. It was in ground, so that one was okay. The one I grew in the grow bag is the one that Guy really wants to carry forward. And Gigi, I can't thank you enough for these seeds. It's really been a pleasure being able to kind of grow out the experiment. I have a limited amount of seeds for this. I'm calling it the green when ripe variant. Very limited amount of seeds, and one lucky winner is going to, for my seed packet today, will get some of these seeds. I've promised to a couple of you, but I really can't. You don't want the purple ones because that's not what the breeder wants to go through. If you look closely at this, I know there's a very tiny fruit on this one, but check out the bricks. That's no mistake. That's a 9.6. So that's the one. And then Gigi she was just in Spain. She just sent me a whole bunch of new Spanish varieties from, was it the Cantabria Festival? Cantabria Festival. Spanish varieties often you can't search their names because they're normally things from regional villages and stuff. I know Joseph Cerda, also from Spain, sends me all kinds of things that are just from regions that you can't search for on the internet. But she was there at the tastings and got to save me and share some of these great seeds. And so I'll be growing this one out next year for sure. And a few of you who I was able to give seeds to can grow it also. So I did get seeds directly for this one also from the breeder, just a couple. But this is a special variety. It was delicious. Guy Ferrier is a passionate French farmer based in Spain. He's 75. This is from an article called Festival Tomate Cantabria. He also owns a site called Simientes Infinitas. It's actually an association. Gigi, if I'm wrong about any of this, please correct me. He wanted to breed a tomato that had the city flags, green on the outside. Cantabria, Spain, yes. Productive plant, excellent flavor, perfume to full maturity, is ideal in salad. There's an article that talks about him, says he lets nature guide him to grow tomatoes and authentic flavors that have been forgotten by modern agriculture. The goal of his project is to preserve and share seeds from around the world, from the most traditional varieties from Cantabria to exotic Russian and Japanese varieties. Although his approach is purely natural, Guy's approach remains the same. He has spent years crossing varieties to create new types of tomatoes, such as Verde Rojo de Sierra Pando, which pays tribute to the colors of the Torre La Vega flag. So I'm having fun with this, and I'm sorry. As next year, probably, I assume after F8 it will probably be stable, but I don't know. But I want to respect the breeder. I won't give out those purple seeds at all. 3 in a row now. I know. Isn't it pretty? And from me, Oh, you know what? The middle picture is Gigi's picture. That came from the festival. So that matches up. The 2 on the outside are mine. So that matches up with what he had as well. Festival del Tomate de Cantabria. Thank you, Gigi. I took Spanish. You wouldn't know that. I never know where the accents are, but I do my best. Gigi, I can't thank you enough. This is one of the most delightful varieties I'm experimenting with. And it was really, once I saw the seed packet you mailed me last year and saw what it was, and that it was a Spanish variety that was actually like green and red, I'm like, sign me up. So I've been talking about it a lot. Thank you. So put in hashtag tomato. One of you will win only a couple seeds for this, but a few seeds. All right. Now we're back onto things you can actually get. They may be rare, they may be hard to find, but you can get. This is one I haven't talked about yet. Another one of Bill Yoder's that I grew this year called Notorious. And this one's come up a bit the past couple of days for me. My chat with Alex Schumas from Lucky Garden, he said he loved Notorious. And then somebody else in the group, at least one other person, put this in their tops of the year. This was, along with most of Bill's varieties, except for Suffer Well, incredibly productive for me. I think all of Bill's varieties are productive for me, except for Suffer Well. And Suffer Well's my favorite of all of them. So I'm willing to deal with just a couple tomatoes for that excellent variety. But Notorious this is a solid plant. And Bill wanted me to relay that to you, and I told him I was focusing on this today. He's like, I just want people to know it's a monster, and it is. It's a solid plant. It's from the Duran Duran collection. And I know some of you out there have grown it. Put a shout out if you've grown it and what you thought. Our notes were that the Brix was 3.9, which wasn't great, but overall we gave it a 7.5. Our notes were it's very tasty, lots of flavor typical to black varieties, lots of intense full-bodied flavor, tangy and sweet aftertaste, very juicy and crazy productive, big fruits too. The one in the photo there is about 8.5 ounces, about half a pound. What does he say? These are strong plants with very good production of large, dark tomatoes. Flavors are well balanced with a nice assertive undertone. One of my most productive varieties. So that's Notorious. Susan grew it. I really liked Notorious. Good to hear, Susan. Anybody else? I know Alex loved it. He keeps bringing it up to me. Deborah says, I have seeds for these, haven't grown it. Production was very good, wasn't it? They came in hard and fast for me. All of a sudden, it was like I couldn't keep up with them. Drew says, I had one extremely productive suffer well, the other two unproductive in the same bed, saved seeds from the big one. Smart. I'm glad you had some production. Poor Keena. I'm waiting for her to taste this tomato. She just has not had good luck with suffer well. And I know Jeffrey Rainmaker, he says it doesn't do well in his Florida climate either, which is a shame because that's going in my top 10 of all time. Greg says next year for sure. All right, what's next? What do we have? We're moving right along. This is one I found out about on Instagram just today. It's called Taupo. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not. Taupo. It's from New Zealand, and it is a hybrid from New Zealand, but it has been dehybridized. So this is the open pollinated version. And the photo on the left came from Instagram from a site called Tomato Cravings. So thank you for letting me borrow your picture. Look at that, Bricks, 9.2. Here's what we know about. Oh, it's pronounced Topo. This information is from Casey's Heirloom Tomatoes. It's a dehybridized version of one of New Zealand's favorite hybrid tomatoes. Did I say Canadian hybrid? I meant New Zealand. No, I said New Zealand. I received the seeds from a grower in New Zealand who dehybridized this tomato to a near identical form of the original. In 2010, this tomato is the juiciest and sweetest one in my garden. If you are looking for a great medium red tomato, then this should be your new standard. And then the site Tomato Cravings on Instagram also wrote dehybridized version of one of New Zealand's favorite hybrids. So juicy and sweet, one of the most popular varieties, an addictive taste, completely stable so the seeds can be saved. Plant 1.8 meters, fruit 60 to 100 grams. Anybody else grown this open pollinated version? No, Keena. Several didn't suffer well. It is suffering well in Norway. Bummer. We need to fix that. She can't grow bananas noir either. Or she has grown bananas noir, but it's some other tomato. Anna, you've grown it. Suffer well. I was thinking of Topo. Suffer well performed great in my Canadian garden with clay soil and only rain. It suffered. It seems to do well when it suffers. I feel like I was talking to, or maybe Bill mentioned it on my show with Jen. Maybe he said that. He said that to me recently. I forget if it was just the two of us or if he said that. But maybe it does. Maybe it does suffer well. I tell you, when I grew it last year, it was in a grow bag, only because he was just releasing it, and he was afraid that some of them were coming out regular leaf. So I started my seeds for him and assured him that they were potato leaf, which is what the intention was. So I started them in like early February, which is just way too early for me. And then I didn't have the heart to kill it. So I just kept growing it and put it in a grow bag. And here I am in April and May, putting it outside during the day and inside at night. So moving it from the grow bag would have been very tricky. It actually did pretty well there. I'm not sure it did better in a raised bed, to be honest with you. So maybe it does like to suffer well. Anybody grown Topo? I'm curious about this one. I had never heard of it until today. 9.2. Now, normally I've dehybridized things before. I don't usually keep the name because I feel like it's a different tomato. But according to Casey's Heirloom Tomatoes, and they're a very valid vendor and breeder, I trust. They say it's a near identical, so that's pretty cool. But I think I'm going to have to find seeds for this one too. I don't have seeds for this one. Nor do I have seeds for this next one. And I don't know much about this next one. It was just intriguing. This one you can find from Common Sense Seeds in Canada. It's called Afghanistan cherry. Origin, maybe Afghanistan. They write a rare variety from an ancient part of the world. It's an easy, early, productive tomato. It's only about 4 feet tall. Most of the tomatoes are round, but a few are lovely, scalloped, rib-shaped, and look like mini beefsteaks. Who doesn't need a lot of cherry tomatoes? This tangy red cherry tomato was donated to the Seed Savers Exchange in 1977 without any accompanying information other than its name. Going out on a limb here, we guess it's from its namesake country. It might be from the USDA's collection of tomatoes from Afghanistan that were donated by the Afghan Department of Agriculture in 1952. One of the unnamed accessions is a red cherry tomato that looks like this one. So anybody grown this one? Tiffany's behind Faith, Hope, Love is gorgeous, isn't it? I know. Natalie's in our group. We'll have to see if I don't know if she takes orders or not. I think she might. We'll have to find out. I did tell her I was talking about some of her varieties today. Anybody grown Afghanistan cherry? So commonsenseseeds.ca. You can purchase seeds for Afghanistan cherry. What else we got? San Francisco sunrise. Kina, it turns out I already had your pictures because I talked about it. I had it on my grow list for this year, and then it got the boot. But when I went, this is from seeds came from Kids Seed Company, or they're sold at Kids Seed Company, I should say. This is one of the two I'm talking about this week. So many of you in the group are talking about this one. Kina grew it last year and loved it. And these are her photos. I also have photos from Jen. She also grew it. Hers look a little bit different, but beautiful. San Francisco sunrise. Kidseedcompany.com you can get seeds from. It was developed by Bruce Gorin of the United States. Kina says it's phenomenal. Jen says it was a good one for me, productive and beautiful. And the story from Kids Seed Company says 10 years ago, Bay Area master gardener Bruce Gorin noticed a beautiful mutation on one of his orange jazz tomatoes. He saved seeds and stabilized the new variety for 10 years and named the new variety San Francisco Sunrise. Excuse me while I take a drink. Okay. Well, San Francisco Sunrise produces very large fruits that average well over 1 pound, can even reach 2 pounds. You can tell that from the Kids Seed Company photos, and Jen's look massive too. They look big. The beefsteak type tomatoes have stunning red and orange flesh with red stripes. I know some of you grew it this year because you've been putting it in the group, and I've seen it listed in People's Most Wanted and Seed Seeking Saturday. Kina says that was a delicious tomato. Pretty, San Francisco Sunrise was delicious. Missy, loved it, very prolific. Deb, fantastic. These are really good reviews, you guys. This may be something to add to next year's grow list. Thank you all. If all of you have anybody else has grown it, put it in the comments, whether you liked it or not. I guess Bruce Gorin, who developed it, sent Kids Seed Company these seeds. Flavors very sweet with hints of fruit, hints of, that must be a typo, low to medium acid, and it's an indeterminate. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm wishing it didn't go off my grow list this year, but alas, it did. We'll see if it goes on next year's grow list. And there's Jen. All right, the next one from Kids Seed Company, which I did talk about a couple of these, I think it was maybe back in January. I did an unboxing for Kids Seed Company. So I talked about a couple of these then. I know I've been interested in whites again, thanks to the revelation of Angwe ES, the tomato Angwe ES, bred by Angwe ES. And I have seeds for this one. I just haven't grown it. Has anybody grown Spanish white? I don't see it really anywhere else other than Kids Seed Company. They say this delicious Spanish white tomato variety has been a big hit in our garden. The white to cream colored fruits are generally about 12 to 18 ounces. The plants produce prolifically. Flavors rich, sweet, and mild with low acid. That's the case with Angwe ES also. And I've grown whites before, and I thought they were good, just okay, till I had Angwe ES. That's next level, in my opinion. We were given the parent seed of our Spanish white tomato while visiting Barcelona. A friend of ours works at a community garden there, and this variety has been grown in their garden for generations. The fruits occasionally have a blush color on the blossom end when you allow them to fully mature on the vine. You can sort of see that in the smaller picture. Mary says, I want to grow this. I tried to order San Francisco Sunrise from Tradewinds, but it was out of stock. Try Kids Seed Company. I checked just today, I think, and they have them in stock. Andrew says, haven't grown it yet, but on the wish list, Spanish white. It's funny, I was going to grow it too. I grew Spanish rose, I grew Spanish chocolate, and then I grew other Spanish varieties, Avenidas, Arixtabeleta, Negro de Santiago, Rosa de Leano. I grew a bunch of Spanish ones, but the white, I thought I was growing several whites. I thought I was growing Stella del Sol, which turned out to be a cuckoo. And then I was also growing to grow Sophia's white heart and ended up not. Thank God for Angma ES, because it's going to be hard to top that for a white, but this one sounds really good. Brandy, I have this on my 26 grow list and got seeds from Kid Seed Company. Great. Great. I'm willing to try it. All right, next one. Don't know much about this one. Too bad Jen's gone because she'd get a kick out of it. I'm sure she must have seeds for it. Sister Nips. Sister Nips. This comes from a company called Revival Seeds. And they say it's another rare heirloom variety from Alan of Cricket Corner in Kennedy, Saskatchewan. Alan obtained these seeds from a vendor at a Seedy Saturday in Yorktown, SK. I'm assuming that's Saskatchewan. Origins of the seed come from the gardening forum at École Notre Dame des Vertus at Zenon Park, Saskatchewan. This variety was described as an heirloom from one of the sisters' families who ran the convent garden in the 1970s. There was no description of the plants and fruit, so we were quite excited to trial these seeds in 2022 for the first time, and again in 2023. Sister Nips tomatoes are an early maturing 2 to 3 inch oval paste-like shape with rounded bottoms. Orange-red tomatoes are borne on indeterminate vines. Skin is not as thick as a typical paste, but they do have a low seed count. Sister Nips are extremely hardy and disease-resistant, but prone to sun scald if not picked at the 3/4 ripe stage. A very tasty, almost tangy, pleasantly textured tomato with that old heirloom flavor similar to Kalinka or Moscovich. We suspect its origins are Eastern Europe in nature, certainly worthy as a sauce and slicing tomato, and they write in all caps, extremely rare and exclusive. Please save your seeds, limited quantities for 2024. Let me see if I got the link for that. It's revivalseeds.com. Yes, I do. Sister Nips at Revival Seeds. Not sure if you can order in the US or not. I do have this one. Came across it in my spreadsheet, and I'm like, that's a fun one to talk about. I forget who gave them to me. Okay, there we go. What a name. I know, especially named after sisters from a convent, right? So I'm wrong about the origin being Canada. While these seeds come from Canada, they think it's Eastern European in nature. So my bad on that. My bad on that. Sister Nips. Jen's got to grow that next year. For all we know, she's grown it. I should have asked her before the show. It is Achelia. It's definitely a Jen tomato with that name. Kina, make sure we ask her. All right, and the last one, I think it's the last one. Yeah, well, we're really cranking today. You know what it is? I'm on steroids to help with my condition that you guys all know about. And it's got me going. I don't know that I've ever done this. Is going to be variety 17. I don't know if I've ever gone through every comment and just about every comment and every 17 varieties in an hour, 40 minutes. We'll see how long it takes me to do this one. So I finished the steroids this morning and they are working. So I'm really very, very grateful for that. Hopefully they last this time. Oh, no, did I forget to put up? Oh, hang on. I think I forgot to upload it. Let me see if I can upload it now, because it's another fun one. I got it. Okay. Nope, not that one. Flin Flon. Isn't that a fun name? But I'm talking about a lot of Canadian varieties today, aren't I? Flin Flon, another one I found at Revival Seeds. It's another rare one. They say from Revival Seeds that we first saw these tomatoes at a Saturday farmers market in St. Norbert, Manitoba. They selected seeds and grew this wonderful heirloom tomato to the very next spring. Jesse Friesen of Carmen, MB, what's MB? Someplace in Canada, obtained the original seeds from an elderly gardener in Flin Flon, MB. This is a large growing indeterminate plant yielding large dark pink fruit. We have been growing it here in Nova Scotia since 2016 with great success. This is another one that Tomatenflüsterer in Austria does carry. I think he's carried this one for a while. It's also listed on his site as not available at the moment, but if you look at his site, it translates to the Tomato Whisperer, Thomas Seidel. If you look at his site, he says something about being released very soon, like he'll be releasing all those new varieties. So this is Flin Flon. Tomatenflüsterer says, what do they say? Anything different? Been cultivating this variety for several years. In 2010, introduced commercially in Canada, named after its place of origin, well suited to cooler regions and exhibits good fruit set even there. Medium-sized 180 to 300 gram fruits have a sweet and spicy flavor and are very juicy. Fruit set is very good. Flin Flon was one of the most productive beefsteak tomatoes in 2022. Combined with the great flavor and robustness of the plant, these are more than enough reasons to grow this variety. Anybody grow Flin Flon? Oh, good, Kina. I'm glad. Rowena, I have seeds for Flin Flon and grew for my sister last year. She had a regular leaf and a potato leaf. Interesting. So maybe it's not completely stable. I just got this. Sister Nips is prone to sun scald. Say it isn't so. Ouch. That's a place you don't want sun scald. I hear you. That didn't even cross my mind. I love you, Deb. I swear I read it as flip-flop. I guess there's a Flin Flon in, I should know what MB is. What is MB? Manitoba? Is that Manitoba? And here's Evelina. I can always count on you, Evelina. Flin Flon was sweet, spicy, and very juicy. Strong tomato flavor. That speaks to me. Strong tomato flavor. Good strong? I love when nobody's grown something and then Evelina chimes in. She's grown everything. Is Claudia going to bed? We're good timing. We're just finishing up. Good night, Claudia. Julia Kina, you're here for the entire episode. You must be up late. Hopefully next season. Yeah, so that is it for today. So that was 17 varieties and getting all the comments, I think. That's amazing. Make sure, one last minute, get in #tomato to win prizes. So let me tell you about what my seed package is, now that we've talked about them all. It's for one person. I'm going to have to adjust something here. It's Painted Piglet, Notorious, Malapine, Missoura, and then Hazel Creek, which I reviewed yesterday. And then I can only spare 3 seeds of the Verde Rojo de Sierra Pondo. So we'll do that one last. And thank you again to Teresa and Kristen for donating their prize packages. Let's give some stuff away. Kina's rebelling against sleep. Good. Better way to do it than talking tomatoes. This has been a fun show. Oh, Deb, you grew it this year. I put Flin Flon seeds in your envelope. Well, there you go. Thank you. What did you think? I guess you loved it. If otherwise you wouldn't have put it in my envelope. All right, this is not a winner. This is just me not resetting the giveaway. Okay, last chance for #tomato. All right, so we'll do first ones. We will do Teresa's. Teresa's giving away 2 prize packages. The first is the Micropalooza pack, which is Fuzzy Wuzzy, Chubby Bunny, Dynamite Delight, Raindrops, Tiny Tiger, and Little Heartbreaker. If you win one of Teresa's packs, if you can please private message her, Teresa Begin, Begin. That would be great. If not, you can private message or email me. Let me get my email address down here. All right, so let's give away. There are 2 of those. Thank you again, Teresa. I feel like I say thank you a lot, but I just want you guys to know how much more appreciated these giveaways are. I don't never even have to ask for anything, and people come to me. It's just kind of makes me want to cry, to be honest with you. So thank you again, Teresa. Anna Nitschke. Congratulations, Anna. So you can private message Teresa for your Micropalooza pack. Oh, I just got some weird. My iPad just made a noise I've never heard before, and it's glowing. Wonder what that means. Okay, might not be good. Next pack from Teresa is Melon Liqueur, Dwarf Purple Heartthrob, Jarson 10 Tricolor, Shake the Disease, Kazula 133, and Girl's Weird Thing. And the winner is Claudia. Congratulations, Claudia. You can private message Teresa also. All right, next we've got 4 prize packages from Kristen Morrison. And these all have 5 seeds, cherry syrup, Rebel Starfighter Prime, vintage wine, brown sugar, not to be mistaken with the burnt sugar I tasted earlier in the episode. Brown sugar, another great one from what I understand. I haven't grown it. Captivating Chocolate Amethyst F2. So let's see. We'll give away 4 of these. Thank you again, Kristen. Very, very kind of you. I know how much time it takes to pack up seeds and all of that. So those of you who giveaways and send to me, I appreciate it very much. Gigi, congratulations, Gigi. For Kristen's, by the way, if you win, you can private message me or email me. Private message is preferred, but she sent me the seeds, so I will send them out for her. So Gigi's number 1. Number 2. Everybody putting Sister Nips on their grow list now. Julia, congratulations, Julie Peacock. You know how to reach me. It does help me out a lot, even though I know you guys and I send seeds to you quite a bit. If you private message me and remind me, that way I can start a sheet for you and not have to look at my notebook each day. Number 3. Oh, sorry. This, not you, Gigi. I'm going to have to draw again. This platform or whatever, they don't remove the winning name. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Let's do this again. You should play the lottery today, though, Gigi. You've been drawn twice in a row now. Well, almost twice in a row. John Kramer. No one better to win a prize than John Kramer, who donates every single month to mine and Jen's Tomato Talk Live $25 gift certificate to Tomato Eden or Bill Yoder's shop or whatever. Thank you, John, and congratulations. And then the last one is Kristen's. Let's keep playing music. Creepy. Nesha, congratulations, Nesha. Okay, and last but not least, this is mine. This is 5 seeds each. Well, of some of them. Painted Piglet, Notorious, Malapine, Missoura, and Hazel Creek. Only 3 of Verde Rojo de Sarapondo. And just know that it may not be stable yet. It's an experimental variety. So who's the winner of this one? American Flower. Oh my God, you are quite the winner lately, my friend. Quite the winner. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy. And if there are things that I'm offering that I've already sent you, we can work that out. All right. Thanks, everybody. Fun episode. Is it me, or was this even more fun than usual? Or is it the steroid stalking? That could be it too. But I always enjoy these Thursdays with you guys. We have 82 live viewers right now, which always blows my mind that people are willing to spend 2 hours talking about tomatoes, but that's who we are. If you're not a member of our group, join us at Tomato Lovers Collective and swap Jen and I will be in touch as to what our November episode is of Tomato Talk Live. Make sure you get your micropalooza, or make sure you get your grow out seeds in. And to midnight tonight, the week 2 micropalooza post will go up, so you can post your status. And it's not too late, by the way, if you want to participate in micropalooza, which is really just growing microdwarfs indoors, just nothing else to do. It's not too late. You can start at any time. So yeah, start now. I have more. One I just got today that I'm going to be dropping into soil. So not too late. So thanks, everybody. I will see you next week. And thank you all always for your generosity, for paying it forward when you get seeds, and for everything you do. Kina, Jen, and I very much appreciate it in our group. So bye, gang. See you next week.